have some interviews with community members and a variety of different other people and developers. So be sure to watch the whole video, and this is kind of a first of its kind event. So it's new for us as well as everybody else, so it should be very interesting. I'm sitting here with T-Ray at the PlanetSide 2 Ultimate Empire Showdown here in Los Angeles, and we're going to ask some questions about the game, and so enjoy.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So what's some of the stuff that your team has been working on post-release in the art?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this a couple times. Right now, what we're trying to do is contract the game, memory-wise. So far, we've basically removed like 60 megs worth of textures and repurposed them in ways that you wouldn't be able to tell that it's been repurposed. And that's the whole optimization path that we're doing. It's going to continue to go on. Jacob Stone's actually done a really good job at consolidating all the Empire-specific vehicles. So now all the Reavers and the Vanguards are on one sheet without actually changing the visual fidelity, which is awesome. And that buys back another like 30 megs worth of textures. And we're going to continue to continue to track the game. At the same time, start adding more stuff without actually having a detriment to the gameplay. So that's what we're working on right now. And of course, doing more concepts for more stuff to come up. We got the work in progress on the Manite Systems gun. We've got Sirius and Hassan coming up. We're going to do a work in progress on that as well. And just basically taking the things that we have on the roadmap and working on those as well. We've got the buggies coming up. We've got SMGs, shotguns, and we got a bunch of other stuff coming up.
So in last week's Friday Night Ops, they talked about they called it the Badassification Project. They were going through and updating all of the weapons that are in the game already.
See, I think he got that wrong.
Okay.
He got that wrong. Wizenhunt, sadly enough, he's misinformed again. But no, what we're doing is every weapon that we make from here on out will be much bigger and better than the predecessor. Okay. And that's what we're doing. But at any point in time, we'll be able to go back and clean up a texture or two, unify some textures, add some more detail, cut in some detail, add some animations to certain things. But we're going to be doing that sparingly. So that's not our ultimate goal. Is not to, hey, let's take all of these old weapons and redo them. Our goal is to take the new weapons that we're making, make sure that they're really cool, and make sure that they visually look a lot different than the ones that we made. And then as we get time, we'll start taking the Flasher and changing it around. We'll take the chain gun and change that around. We'll take the Quasar and Pulsar and all those and change them up. And then we'll just be doing that over time. So it's not really concerted effort of, hey, let's take a chunk of weapons and redo them. We're not redoing it. We're going to clean them up and make them easier to make the assets easier to keep track of and make the textures much smaller. Make the footprint smaller.
All right. So you mentioned the new continents. What's kind of the art direction that you guys are going with on the new continents? Can we expect them very similar to the way they were in PlanetSide 1?
No, Osher is probably going to be the only one that's more of an homage to the original. Hassan and Sirius are going to be completely different. Like I said, on the next Command Center, hopefully we'll have the work in progress for Sirius. And we'll be showing people how they go. And then as we get further and further down the line and get more command centers on the air, we'll actually see how it's going. So people will get a small idea of how long it takes to make a map. Because those episodes should be lockstep in which where the progress is on that map.
That should be cool. So are you happy with the way that the art direction has turned out with the game now that it's out? Are you really satisfied with kind of the product that you guys put out today?
Well, I'm satisfied with the product. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can improve upon. I mean, obviously. And we're going to continue to do those things. I mean, like I was telling you earlier, this is more about getting the feedback from the players and then acting upon their feedback. Making sure that the new things that we put out are just that much better. But at the same time, taking the time to go back and, redo some things if we have to. So, yeah, I'm satisfied with the way the game looks. I think that a lot of people like the game and like the way it looks. And I think that it looks pretty competitive. And and that's where my expectations and the players' expectations don't really line up because I have higher expectations. And I think because Forest Light was built the way it was, it's going to have a lot longer legs than the original PlanetSide. So once we get to the point where people can, use the textures that we currently have in the game in a way that's not impacting their performance, then people will see like the ultimate glory of what Forge Light will be able to do. But right now, those cards don't really exist, or they exist in a form that's not abundant enough for people to actually experience what PlanetSide 2 is.
Okay. So how often do you expect there to be new models, new helmets, new things like that come into the station store? And how unique do you expect those things to be?
Well, I mean, like I said, as we go along, we're going to try to do a cadence of not necessarily every object. I mean, because when we're talking about things in the store, we're talking about things that are also data. We got things like bundles and things like that that also sell. But we also got weapons and stuff like that that we would have to actually interact with as far as like making those things. But we're trying to get something out at very least once a month. As far as like things that are impactful and visually different once a month, and trying to get like even smaller things like every 2 weeks. So we've got like a set of things like, all right, so buggies. You can't do that every month, right?
No.
We've got a cadence for the certain types of things like big ticket items. That's probably going to be, I'm just throwing it out there, once every 3 months. Then you got things that are impactful and visually different once a month, and then things that just kind of change your look a little bit and alter the way that you look, maybe the camos, decals, helmets, goggles, whatever, you name it, those types of things. Then we'll try to do those every 2 weeks.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for sitting down with us.
All right, thank you, sir. Have a good time, enjoy the show, and watch Manu roll over everybody.